there was a follow-up on Sonic's birthday where they did made a follow-up to this, going into more Ian Flynn stuff and with the IDW comics and different stuff like that. So we're gonna go to that right now. So we'll read from here now. Well, this theme again, just to give a start, I will show the various interviews, statements, my thoughts, and so much of my venting on this topic. It all starts with this statement here. Takashi Iizuka clearly states that the series is set in two different worlds. Now let's read this. I think this is where all the controversy started in Sonic Colors. So like, yeah, this is where it starts. Could you tell us a bit about the story behind Sonic Colors? It looks more like the old games, which were set in Mobius, than the new style Sonic sets in Station Square. We have two different worlds for Sonic games. One is human and one is set on the non-human side. Sonic Colors is set on the non-human side. The only human in the game is Dr. Eggman, who tries to build this huge amusement park, which, as you will see on the world map, ties all these planets together with the tractor, which we have just read a second ago, but I wanted to bring it back so it can just bring it back up in your mind. This raised many questions and inconsistencies through the series. The presence of mystic ruins in the human world, humans present in mystic ruins for an unspecified number of months, Angel Island and Little Planet mentioned as Station Square, the creation of Shadow, the presence of Green Hill and Gun in both worlds, etc., etc. Some time ago, I did a lore post where I addressed the topic, which I just showed you, where I simply stated that your statement is only cause of literal translation, not fair adaptation. However, just as long ago, Ian Flynn, infamous comic book writer, stated with full certainty that this is not a mistake, but literally two distant planets.
Tick, tick. Recently, I heard a theory that the two worlds is actually a mistranslation and that Izuka really meant something more metaphorical than literal. Has Sega clarified this to you, that it is in fact two separate worlds or dimensions? Or is that just an assumption you're going with? From what I can tell in the games, the idea that the human world is made separate from the furry world could just be that the Sonic team doesn't think humans fit the flavor of the games they're making, not that they literally exist in another dimension.
I have seen that attempt to rationalize things, and it's very insightful. It just shows the level of nuance that comes from translating between two different languages and how things can go very wrong very fast. So kudos to that person for making the effort. However, I have been instructed at multiple points in my career that it is literally two different planets. I received a series Bible towards the end, I want to say, of the Archie Sonic days that specified that they are two different planets in two different dimensions. And when we were starting up the IDW book, I specifically asked about that. How are we going to set things up for the book? What can we use? Where are we setting it? And it was explained that, yes, it's two different planets that are accessed via secret giant rings, which we have never seen, which are never referenced. But that's the explanation I was given. So it's like the silver thing. I see fans bend over backwards trying their best to make it work when it doesn't. And it makes me sad, There's so much love and creativity within the fandom, and I hate to be the party pooper saying, you're wrong. Kind of wonder if I should just stop. Just kind of say, you know what, if that's what works for you, just go with it. Because I don't feel like anyone is being happy with these answers.
Well, okay, so I guess that means that the warp rings in the movie actually are probably based on something that they were told rather than something that they just made up for the movie. Interesting.
See, I don't know, because yes, that would fit.
Yeah.
But what we've seen of pre-production shows that they were way, way, way off the mark.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until Tyson Hess was brought on that things were brought more in line with Sonic stuff. So it's like, I don't know, Kyle. I don't know. I just write the comic book, okay? I don't know. I do what people tell me to do.
And then you get the blame for it.
Yeah, lucky me. Thanks for listening to the Bumblecast.
All right, so that is what he said. To be honest, if that was it and it solidified it, I'd agree with it. But I'd hate it, but I'd agree with it. But I feel like with the movie Sonic thing, what they just said, that was a little bit on the thing. Like Tyson, I'm pretty sure Tyson Hess didn't give that much of a change to it. I'm pretty sure the only reason, like when you see like the pre like writing for the movie Sonic, they had like a lizard being the main villain, but then they made him more Eggman-y. Well, that was probably because they just changed their mind. I don't think that was Tyson Hess. Tyson Hess didn't come in until they did the redesign, which means because Eggman was already planned to be the villain, so they clearly like and also it's supposed to be lizard people instead of echidnas attacking. So clearly like the echidnas were already planned. Tyson Hess just made the redesign for him. Tyson Hess I think said this before. He said he did Sonic, Tails, little computer Tails is using, and the echidnas. So the echidnas were already a thing that they planned. They changed it from the pre-setup into this from being lizard people to echidnas. They already did that themselves. So I don't know like for sure where he got that from, but he may be right about that. I don't know the full story. We don't know the full story. It's just what I'm heard from like Sam Procrastinates, maybe Premi de Remy, a lot of people who talked about that. They've said that they planned on it being lizards, but then they changed it to being echidnas. And then Tyson Hess then states later that he changed the design and stuff like that. I heard Tyson Hess to have a little bit more of a dramatic, not dramatic, but like more of a little bit of a hand in Sonic 2 with Knuckles. So when that trailer comes, I'm gonna talk about that all the time. But like for now, I'm not gonna talk about it because I want to keep that on its own plane of field of vision. Not a vision, but like I want to have its own video, its own time focusing on it. Because I do plan on doing a Sonic movie review. That's later down the line because I definitely do love that movie and I want to express my love for it. But enough on that. Like also there's another thing I had to think about. He was talking about how, oh yeah, I got this paper, I guess around the time Arch dying that said they're from two different worlds. He has a ring that teleports them back and forth. This could be a thing of Izuka forgetting shit. Because then I tell you in my Tales video that Izuka likes to forget stuff. So I could believe him. He said Izuka told him that, oh yeah, these are two different worlds, throw a ring, teleport them back and forth. But then here's another thing that could also be a theory. Either they got that from Izuka, literally, and he forgot how Sonic works because he clearly doesn't give a shit. Or that was maybe not a mistranslation, but like maybe a mistranslation, maybe a little bit of a because thing is like even when I think about it, Sonic using a ring to teleport to the humans could still make sense in a society standpoint because like you can say, oh yeah, this place is super far away from where I'm at. So like if you look at Green Hill, where Sonic is usually at, where Sonic usually lives, on the map of Sonic Adventure, which I will show you right now, Sonic Adventure 2 map. If you look at the map, Green Hill Zone is right here. This is the prison. This is the prison, and I think Angel Island too. But Green Hill Zone is right here. So you can go over here to Angel Island. This is where you probably meet Knuckles. I think this is Angel Island. I'm not fully sure. But this is where you go to Angel Island. This is where you like meet Knuckles and stuff. And like, oh yeah, like and you I think this is Angel Island, I'm not fully sure. But like, yeah, you like well, this is the prison island, so it's probably the prison island. I don't know where Angel Island is right now. But yeah, so you start off in Green Hill, you would have to warp unless you use Tails' plane. But as you can see, like a Sonic Adventure, Tails is mostly known to be like in this area of the city. And I'm pretty sure like the plane can't like it could last that long. Like at the same time, like if Sonic needs to get there quickly without Tails' help, he could use a warp portal to get here and here and here and here and here and here. But like here is like running in plane distance here. Like I'm not gonna say it's true or not. Like all this is plane distance. This would take a while, which you could just use a ring to kind of teleport, kind of making a new continuity of Sonic be able to teleport from here to there with this, like with a ring, because Sonic is supposed to be pretty far. So this map right here, of course, has the arc. This map right here has everything. There's Green Hill right there. I don't know where Angel Island is. There's the Chow Island. I guess they're trying to connect the Sonic Adventure one here too. But yeah. So basically, that's kind of what they're trying to do here. But yeah, that's basically like that's basically the Chow Island, which is Chow World, which is technically an island because it's separated from the rest of the place. They just had to make it that way because of continuity. Also, no, I guess this is like the same area. But so yeah, so basically this is the city, main city. This is where Sonic and Shadow meet, and then they go here, here, everywhere. They go everywhere in this area and up there too. But everywhere in this area, they can use warp rings, like because he's in Green Hill, so he can use warp rings to get here, to get here, to there, where he can run all the way he wants to, fly all the way he wants to, and everything. That would make the most sense. And also, I think maybe it could also make sense with Sonic X, but Sonic lore posting does not put in a incentive on Sonic X because I guess they don't count as canon, just like I don't. But it's just a good thing to know. But yeah. However, there are inconsistencies in this statement. That is, some time ago in his statement, Ian Flynn claimed that this concept of two worlds already existed at the time of Sonic Adventure, as well as being conceded by Yuji Naka himself, further confirms it recently. These are the videos. I will show that in a minute. But like I'm saying, my theory, he's in Green Hill right here, uses the ring to warp to these areas, like to warp to the main area because like I guess like you say the tornado can go through there too. I'm just giving my own theory. I don't know if it's fully true, but it would make sense if they had the warp ring to kind of take him there. Like maybe he just Izuka asked him like, oh wait, how does he get from all the way here where Green Hill is? Kind of goes back to the city. Well, he has a warp ring that takes him there, and it's still the same Earth, but it's just he warps him there. But yeah, we're gonna listen to these statements.
Question comes from Slashy. If the two worlds are as disconnected as you say they are, then why is it that we never see Sonic encounter humans that are shocked about his appearance? Even when he goes out to areas far away from society, humans still find his appearance normal.
The explanation is it is an ill thought out and poorly executed plot point.
Yes, that is it.
Not to bite the hand that feeds, but let's call a spade a spade. It's the two worlds idea, which, as far as I know, was constructed by Yuji Naka before his departure. Was not well executed in the games, and it continues to be a bit of a blight. But it is what it is, and I have to work with it. Now, if you really, really want to have a headcanon-y answer, assume that something along the lines of Sonic X Season 1 happened leading up to the events of Sonic Adventure, and from there, Sonic and his fuzzy buddies were kind of worldwide celebrities just from their heroism. That's about the best I can conjure for you.
Sure, we'll go with that. Yeah, I've always found the two worlds thing to be just like, what? What are you talking about? Stop. Yeah, silly, very silly. Very silly.
So now with this one, he does bring up Sonic X, which I was saying like lore posting doesn't bring it up at all, like any of their things. I may ask them that, but like I could like thing is even in Sonic X is weird, so like I can't blame you for thinking that because like with Sonic X, if we take that Sonic X, they really call it a different world, but at the same time, Eggman in both of these worlds are like the same age. But when Chris Thorndike in season 3 goes to Sonic's world, he's still young. Like Sonic literally says, "Oh yeah, it was a couple months later." Like no, I don't think that happened. And like as a kid, I was even confused because no, you're supposed to like kind of be from the same place. Like teleporting there with chaos control still could make sense because they didn't have those interdimensional rings that could take them back and forth. I've heard from someone on Twitter, I don't know if it's fully true, but I've heard that Sonic X kind of makes some things canon. Like for instance, with Tails not defeating Chaos 4, not defeating Eggman at the end of Sonic Adventure. But I don't think that's true because the games, I guess, are still separate from X because Season 3 doesn't connect to the games at all. But at the same time, if I had to take a major guess or a theory, I'd have to say Sonic X was just a portal to take them to a different part of the island, like to take them away from the island and put them there because Chaos Control was just that strong. Chaos Control can technically like warp an entire planet, so like why not? Yeah, I'm thinking the right thing. They can warp a planet. Yeah, they can warp an entire planet. Let's go into the second one.
Mike B. Can we at least have both humans and quote unquote Mobians on both worlds? Maybe find some way to infer that they are two different, closely connected worlds? I really enjoy the one inclusive world that we had in the post reboot, and I hate to see the idea get ripped apart because of canon.
There was some fluff, we'll say, over confirming that the two worlds thing from the games is going to be the canon of the comics.
Yeah.
And I think folks are paying too much attention to the nitty gritty because the two worlds thing has been around since Sonic Adventure. We just didn't know it. It wasn't confirmed until that one Q&A session, 5 years ago or so? And everyone was like, what? And it's like, oh, that's why Sonic X had the two worlds, because it was based off the Sonic canon. And really, it hasn't undermined any of the game stories at this point. Like the story of Tikal and Chaos really doesn't matter where it is. It's a strong enough story on its own right. Shadow and his whole deal. It doesn't matter that it happens on the human world. His story is fairly standalone. Yeah, it raises some big questions. I'm not denying that. But it also isn't the brick through the window kind of distraction that I think a lot of people think it's going to be. So, I mean, obviously Sonic and his friends can cross over between the worlds no problem in the games. If we get around to messing with that at all in the comic, probably going to follow suit. But again, the book isn't out yet.
Yeah.
The first year has been plotted. That's not a lot. Just relax. Let the stories come. Even if I had a bullet point list of all the super nerdy things I wanted to cover, there's no way to do that in a single year. So just let the comic be. It's not really going to affect year one. Probably won't even affect year two. It's just that's how it's been. That's how it has been for the past. Oh shoot, since '99. How many years is that? Almost 20 years.
18.
Good grief.
18. Yeah, well, actually, just about 20 if you want to say Sonic Adventure came out in 1998 in Japan. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's not a big deal. It'll be fine. Trust me. I know what I'm doing. I've been doing this for a bit. Trust me. Trust me.
You've only rebooted and soft rebooted the series like 3 times at this point.
And I'll do it a fourth if I have to. Get this to work.
Eventually, I'll make it all work. Just cram it in there. Just that's what I see. That's what I see now. You're just standing over like a. I was gonna say a garbage can, but that's a really bad analogy. Maybe you're just like trying to pack your luggage for going on a trip, and you're just like cramming it in there. You got your foot down on it. You're trying your best to zip it up, and it's just like, come on.
I've done pre-reboot, post-reboot, IDW, Sonic X, and Sonic Boom continuities, and game continuities considered Sega exclusive online thing. I've played with 6 different flavors of Sonic. I think I can manage.
I think you'll be fine. I think you'll be fine. I think it'll be okay. I don't know, though. It might be weird. It won't be weird. It'll be fine. Like, you probably won't even notice.
It's a giant talking blue hedgehog. It's weird enough. Let's move.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. You guys are getting off into the weeds here a little bit. Whatever.
I feel like no one has a problem with there being 2 worlds. It was just never explained correctly, and it doesn't make sense to the past games. If it made more sense, you saying to call it chaos could work without humans. Yeah, but they're there. That's the thing. If they weren't there, we wouldn't have a problem. Everyone in America assumes Sonic only lived with animals, to be honest. So everyone already having this thing stuck in their head that Sonic lives with humans, and then changing that, and then saying, "Oh yeah, this is like no, it was never the same." You're saying Sonic X. Sonic X is supposed to go on game canon, sure, but they say world, which they could also mean society, so you don't bring that up in that situation. Like, if they're from a different society, because they just teleported with chaos control. That's it. That's how they got there. They never really seen animals like that. But then, when they get there, it's not as bad as it seems, to be honest. Like, when Sonic and them get there, they're kind of confused, like, oh, wait, a hedgehog that's blue? But they're not overly like confused. They get used to them pretty quick. Sonic X kind of fills in a lot of holes. I know a lot of people don't like Sonic's character in Sonic X, which I would actually like to explore more. But he's more lazy, I guess. I don't know. I guess it's a lot. I watched it in Japanese. I need to watch it again. Finish season 3 and stuff like that. But like, it definitely does give some inside game continuity. Like, oh yeah, in Sonic X, Sonic and his gang get teleported from their world, which could be society or island. So like technically Sonic was teleported from his island, and now he's not on his island, and now he's like helping humans, and then he can go back to the island whenever he wants to. At least I'm assuming that. What are we trying to say? Got like 4 videos here. Why is this here? We ain't gonna talk about that. But yeah, it just like it doesn't make sense. Also, it's not a big problem. It's just it was never stated. We don't even know if it's a reboot retcon or something like that. Because in Sonic 06, which was an actual reboot for the series, they were humans. But yeah, let's just continue on with Lord Person said. I'll give my like final opinion at the end. Sorry. Where are the inconsistencies? Well, besides the fact that this concept in Sonic Adventure would not make any sense, Yuji Naka said in the interview that Sonic was born on Earth and met humans simply by visiting the metropolis. So Sonic was born on Earth, emphasis on Earth. Let's read this again. Sonic initially had critters and robots, but Sonic Adventure had introduced humans suddenly. Why have you decided to add them? Action in Sonic's universe unfolded on Christmas Island from the very beginning because Eggman would have to go there to grab animals because that's where the majority of animals would be to put in as robots. So from the very beginning, Eggman will go over to Sonic's island or area to go and enslave animals, put them in robots. And accidentally, things have happened the way there were only animals and robots in there. And later, when Sonic made it the usual Mega Polish and Adventure, that's where he met humans. So Sonic only knew Eggman and animals and robots to be the only thing until around the time of Sonic Adventure, where you found out humans exist. Wow, I didn't know this. Oh yeah, this is happening. Sonic knows who humans are now because he gets like, and also you get to know the humans in Sonic Adventure 1. You literally walk around the hub world talking to people, getting different scenarios, see how they react and different stuff like that. So it's kind of like Sonic's being introduced to humans for the first time, and so is Tails, and so is Knuckles, and so is Amy. Every one of the animal characters, except for Shadow, would have never met a human besides Eggman up to this point. But here we go. Let's read the rest. But it is this island located on Earth, or is this some kind of another planet anyway? On Earth, it actually exists. Americans and also Englishmen, England, are having nuclear weapons tested there. Actually, this is exactly why we populated it with robots and strange animals. So basically, I've read it before, but I just read it again. I had to kind of just notice something. Sonic is a nuclear explosion mishap. Humans and the British were testing explosion, and Sonic and his group was magically formed from that. That's why they exist. So, if you ever want to know the origin of Sonic, it's because of Americans and the English said, nuke this bitch. That's it. Nothing else to be confirmed or deconfirmed. The English really said, nuke this bitch, and they nuked that bitch, and then they made Sonic and everyone else that are these anthropomorphic animals. So going with that, the Sonic's literal origin of living, like everyone questions, oh, why is Sonic why is Sonic more humanoid than the other animals? Cause they threw bombs on them bitches. This is crazy. I'm just now finding this out. Sonic came from a fucking nuke that Americans and English people have made to just because, just for fun. This is crazy. Like I'm just now noticing this. Not gonna make a whole other video about it. Maybe. But this is crazy for me. I need to see it. Sonic Lore Posting is gonna like talk about it in another article. I'll save it until then. But this is crazy. Sonic was born from a nuclear explosion. I don't know if Sonic Lore Posting is gonna find something extensive about it or something, but that's crazy. Let's get back on it. Sonic's on Earth. It's a fact. It's a fact from your boy Yuji Naka, who made Battle in Wonderworld, which is not that good, but yeah, he made it. And also, like, I don't know, like Ian Flynn makes good stories. I don't hate. I love the IDW comics, but just like maybe him saying that, oh yeah, they don't really put in as much effort as much as we do. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you. I am an anime fan after being a Sonic fan. I watch Dragon Ball, I watch My Hero, I watch all these animes. Japanese people, like American people will sometimes do it too, but it's mostly probably now in this generation, in this decade, is more inspired by anime. Most people in Japanese when they create lore, they explain everything. I was literally reading a manga chapter of Hunter x Hunter, and they talking about oh yeah, you gotta train your nen because it's a part of like kind of this spiritual aura, and there are different types of nen like nen, ren, all this different stuff just being explained in this one anime. And then we got My Hero Academia where they explain the quirks, how it functions when your parents when their parents are breeding, and different stuff like that. Japanese people put in a lot of effort. Sonic was supposed to be shonen, so I'm pretty sure they would try to make a little bit of continuity, maybe some explanations for this and that. Cause like I don't know, cause I see it seems like he grew up more on the American side of Sonic, and that's not a problem. He worked on the American side of Archie Comics, so I can understand that. But like you gotta know the Japanese are like super detailed in a lot of stuff they do. I don't know if this is a new thing or it's like an old thing too, because Dragon Ball wasn't as intricate because Akira Toriyama wasn't really that into the lore thing, because he was trying to make a comedy slash adventure. But like stuff like Hunter x Hunter, which came out around that time, Naruto, these things got some explicit stuff explaining different reasons why these people are here and different stuff like that. They are really particular what they do. Maybe like I'm saying, like maybe he's just not like I'm a big Japanese fan like a lot of other people, but I'm just saying like they put a lot of effort in their stuff. So him kind of saying, oh, they did probably didn't think this through. They did. I don't know, the rings I'm still confused about. I don't think that's true, but he may be right. But I feel like the ring still makes sense in the way I explained it in my theory. But we'll give our I need to give my final thoughts at the end. But this is just some good information to learn, and just so like you can clearly see that he kind of doesn't know what their mindset is when they did this. Because who thought that Americans in the UK love bombs so much that they made Sonic in them? And that's kind of funny because of something that happened. I'm not gonna bring it up because that's fucked up. But America be tripping on Japanese, I'm gonna say. And okay, and let's read. Let's continue reading. Of course, after all these statements, I wonder, and maybe we wonder, why all this fuss over something that can be so easily explained. As in my lore post, I gave the simple solution of splitting the planet into two societies is simpler than having two planets. It has its small problems, but rather less are acceptable and solvable than having two worlds. However, Takashi Iizuka gave another statement about it in a not so recent interview. It used to be that Eggman was the sole human, starting with Sonic Adventure. We are seeing more and more humans show up in the stories. Where are they all coming from? Zuka. The world that Sonic lives in and the world the humans live in are separate worlds, but some of the canon games do have Sonic and humans together, and part of that is based on what world is being portrayed when the game is developed. There are kind of different worlds that do exist, and sometimes there's some crossover. Here, Takashi Iizuka seems to indicate that how the world shown in the game looks depends on how it's developed. Yes, that is true, because Sonic does not have a solid map. Like we have Adventure, but that's not a solid map. How are you going to create new levels and stuff like that if you have a solid map? Especially with this type of game, like, with this type of character. Like if you want more Sonic Mania kind of games, you would have to make Sonic be in these different new worlds if you don't want to keep going to the Lost Hex or keep going to space and have even make another amusement park. So they have to kind of make these different creative, they have to change up the earth themselves to make it go for what game they're making. So let me read that again. I got off track. Here Takashi Iizuka seems to indicate that how the world shown in the games looks depends on how it's developed, by which in my understanding it's the same world, but what's around it changes depending on the needs of the game developers, namely the game director. Yes, because they have to make new stages, so they have to kind of and make it different because they need new gameplay styles, not new areas to play in when you play the game. This seems to make sense. Not totally, but it's already something at least. A good part of the games of the Dreamcast era is set in the world of the humans. From Sonic Colors onwards, the opposite. Sonic Battle and Team Sonic Racing are the only ones shown in having both worlds mixed, some of them with different directors. This is also in line in what the former Sega Europe community manager Kevin Evans said a while back about Sonic's continuity, which is that it is in constant flux and changes depending on the situation. One of the things I also on to say in that thread was that the canon was is somewhat in flux all the time, as since it is, for want of better phrasing, whatever Sega want or need it to be at the time, so it could easily change. Something that people like to ignore. I said so as to deem everything I wrote entirely individualized after Izuka implied Chaotix was canon. Chaotix is basically canon. I don't think there's anything there that contradicts anything. As far as I know, I never played it. So are the two worlds just a recent concept and maybe a momentary thing? Well, maybe yes, maybe no. The canon games make no mention of the existence of the two worlds. Sonic Forces takes place on an island, not exactly in a whole world. Sonic Unleashed, Sonic visits the main town or village on each continent. Video games don't seem to respect a geography. For now, the world has four different continents, geographies, nothing abnormal, I would say, after all the series, like The Legend of Zelda changes its geography depending on the game, but without a particular damage to the continuity. So I would say Sonic can do it too. Yes, I can agree with that. So all this goes into an individual interpretation. Only the Word of God states this, but the games themselves admit the opposite. Also, the same word of God states that the world changes depending on who makes the games. Without this seriously contrasting the previous games, it has its own sense. My interpretation, you know, a world separate by two societies, humans who inhabit the continents and animals who inhabit the islands, consistent and makes sense towards the series since in both worlds there is evidence that they live in the same planet with each other. And now this is an update that they actually posted in a separate tweet on Twitter, but they combined it here for this, where it says Ian Flynn stated that the two worlds canon no longer matters to the series. This is the latest one, with July 26th. This is like after Sonic's birthday too. So like yeah, basically just deconfirms. Like I'll let you watch the video before I explain it.
You made a mistake there.
I'm going to say it again. Forget about two worlds. I can't specify why. Just don't worry about it anymore. Number
Well,
two,
there's some people who are getting real antsy about that.
I know, and you know my position on two worlds, and I say this with a calm and satisfied smile. Don't worry about it anymore.
Would you say
Trust
that
me.
is a knowing smile? Perhaps
It
even a
is.
hashtag knowing smile?
I would indeed.
Okay.
So just join me in this zen-like moment and not worry about it anymore.
Okay, sounds good.
Aside from that, there can be cities sharing the same name in various places of the world. Look up how many Ontarios there are. Okay,
What?
that's a province, but you know.
Look at how, yeah, well, I mean, London. This is London, Ontario, London,
Yeah.
England. I think there's at least one London down in here in the States. Yeah, there's lots of.
I mean, there's an Egypt, Mississippi. I realize Egypt is a country and they spell it differently, but
There's
just because there's one central city, there can be two central cities. Sure, it's a little confusing in a narrative like this, but just don't worry about it. It's Central City is fine as it is.
There's
As
Georgia
for
State. There's
geography-
Georgia the country. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, go ahead. Sorry.
And as for geography, just throw that out entirely. The maps change from game to game to game. There is no map. Okay, the world from Lost World does not match the world map in Shadow the Hedgehog, which does not match the map on Sonic Adventure 2, which does not match the fact that in Team Sonic Racing they take off for Dondompa's planet and they leave Earth, just straight up Earth. Google image search, copy, paste it into the background Earth. There is no consistent world map or geography. It's there isn't. There never has been.
No.
The comic had its own thing. The games change per game. Don't even try to worry about it.
If you try to reconcile all this stuff, you're just going to make your head explode. I know. It's so tempting to try and connect all this stuff together, and I know it's frustrating that it's so disconnected. But you got, at some point, you just got to kind of roll with it. Or you're just gonna drive yourself nuts.
All right. So basically, he has just confirmed, or somehow kind of confirmed, No, he confirmed. He basically confirmed that the two worlds thing isn't a problem anymore. But he does bring up that the geography of the world is not the same, which I can agree with because the game developers will change it every time. Doesn't matter. And also saying that there can be two different central cities, but we've never seen a central city with animals in it, so we don't have that fact. And it wasn't a retcon, so. But he's saying forget about two worlds. This whole video is useless, right? No. I just wanted to bring this up because thing is like he can say don't worry about it, but a lot of people don't watch the Bumblecast, especially some other Sonic YouTubers I know that don't really talk about it at all. So I'll bring this up with the point that really don't have to worry about it, but just in case something just like skids your mind or just went past this video, Sonic lives in two different societies. I'm gonna say that right now to solidify it. Sonic lives in two different societies, one for humans, one for animals, which the humans nuked and made because they like use a nuclear bomb, and that's kind of reference to Jap. But yeah, but so I'm also giving my final thoughts, of course. So my final thoughts on this is makes sense. Different society. Don't have to worry about it anymore, but different society just in case you really did really worry about it. Geography doesn't matter because video game. Legend of Zelda, of course, doesn't matter geography. So yeah, I pretty much agree with everything Sonic Lore Posting said. It makes sense why the geography isn't the same because video game logic. I still believe they're the same world. Humans created Sonic in them, and I hope you actually enjoyed this because I definitely enjoyed talking about it. I definitely enjoyed getting my own opinion on it. I just wish a lot of other YouTubers brought up this in conversation. Like literally no one does it. And it's like I said in my Tails video, LS Mark literally follows the same account I will show you right now. Like and I've seen some Lord posting like reply to most of his some of his posts. Like see Splash Dash, also LS Mark. Right here, these are two people dramatically involved. Like same person who's dramatically involved with it, and Cybershell, who really wants to connect Sonic lore in general. He doesn't bring this up either. I love Cybershell, but he doesn't bring it up either. No one brings it up. I'm confused on that note. Like Sonic lore posting literally has all the Sonic information and lore questioning here that you need, but they never went to it. It's just confusing to me. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. Give me your opinions on the two dimensions or whatever in the comments. And are you happy that there's no more worrying about two worlds thing? Put in the link in the description. Also, yeah, with classic Sonic, he's from a different timeline. Let's just get that out of the way. From a different timeline, deal with it. He's not from a different dimension. Sonic Forces just had a mistranslation from world. Just remember that. Because this whole video started because it was from a Sonic Forces video where I said I was going to explain the second different dimension thing. It wasn't from a dimension, it was world, and it's supposed to be timeline, like what Silver says in every Sonic game. But yeah, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed these kind of more unscripted videos because I definitely enjoy making them. So if you want to see more of it, like, subscribe, and I will finish getting out the Sonic Colors Ultimate stuff while I'm editing these two. If I'm not done the series yet. But like, yeah, see you then, and I'll see you in the next video. Follow me on Twitch, Instagram, Twitter. They're all going to be at the end card. So enjoy it, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.